All right, this morning, a big treat. We're talking to a man of many, many trades here, and he's coming to Montana for the Blizzard Music Tour. We have got Nelly on the line. Nelly, good morning, man.
What's happening, Pimp? How you?
I'm fantastic. I'm better now that I'm talking to you. I forget until I'm doing research just how much stuff you've done, man. You've done a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it goes by pretty fast, but it's all good.
That's the thing. It's like I've kind of been along for the ride. If you get back, if you're on board from the beginning, it's like you just forget how much you've done till you look back. I mean, you got Grammys, movies, clothing lines, the nonprofit charity stuff. You sold a cajillion albums. And what are you up to now?
Right now, man, just getting ready to come holler at you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna kick this thing off right here with the Blizzard tour. It's funny we called it that because we wasn't sure we were gonna really be able to get the tour in because the weather was acting so crazy.
Yeah, it's
so we really didn't know what was going to happen. So we were like, well, call it the Blizzard tour.
Well, perfect. It's very fitting up here. It's still a little cold. Do you spend a lot of time in the cold areas?
In St. Louis like that, man, it's chilly. We get both ends of the weather. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both of that over here. But you kind of figure it out a little bit and kind of make it happen.
Very cool, man. Have you been to Montana before, or is this your first time up here?
I don't know if I've been to Montana before. If I have, it hasn't been enough. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
It's a long time ago, so I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool. This tour, it's kind of a crazy tour. I mean, there's a lot of different genres and different acts on this. Do you think this will be a tour where you hang out with these other groups, or is it like they just lumped y'all together and you're just going to do your thing?
I think we're just trying to mix it up a little bit, because we definitely know that the areas are so diverse that we're going into and the things that we're doing, because it's different. Because when I go overseas, it's like me and Snoop, so
yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Then you hanging out with, do you hang out with any of those guys? Like, have you toured with 303 or Big Reno or Cali Swag or any of those guys before?
Nah. I think we'd have probably did some show dates with the Cali Swag fellas, you know what I'm saying, some of the radio dates around the area, but no, we ain't never toured with nobody like that.
That's cool. I've always wondered this, too, about a musician. When you get to the point in your career where you've got the hits, you've got all this other stuff going on for you. You could be in the studio making music. It seems like going out on the road would be a struggle. It's like, what motivates you to keep getting out on the road? You love it that much?
I mean, the road is where an artist spends majority of his time. Any artist. I think in order to be in this game, you have to love being on the road a little bit. Because being out there is what gives you the motivation, the strength, that's you connecting with your fans. Shows are, even though, people are paying money, it's still kind of your way of saying, yo, for that money that you paid, for them CDs that you bought, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to break my neck and I'm going to give you guys a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Because you deserve it. So that's one of the things as an artist, you try to get out there and you think it's a great thank you, so to speak.
And what's a Nelly show like when you're in concert? Is it like, a huge production? Is it just like you and the mic and some lights? What's it look like?
No, it's different. I think every artist has different levels of shows. The more lights and cameras you see, the higher the ticket prices are. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because somebody has to pay for that.
Totally.
You try to do as much as you can with what you work with. One of the best artists that I love of all times is DMX. And if you ever seen a DMX show, it's just him and the DJ stand.
Yeah.
But he gives you a show like he just had lights, camera, action, explosives, and everything else. And by the time you leave there, you're probably more exhausted than he is, and it's just him out there.
Yeah.
And his energy level is so high that it's incredible, and that's one of the things that you try to do, man. I know our energy level is usually at a high altitude like that, so we just try to bring it as much as possible.
I would love if you brought it as much as DMX. Last time he was here, we had dinner at the Cracker Barrel, and then he ended up taking our station vehicle against his manager's advice and driving me all around town. I don't know if you've driven with DMX before, but it's a different experience.
No,
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And also, speaking of the TV cameras and lights and everything at the show, you've got a Monday before the concert here in Montana. You've got your Behind the Music coming on, and that seems like it's going to be a pretty big one. Like the debut Behind the Music of the season is you.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, it's a little different, man, because I'm a real private person. So kind of telling that whole story and things like that, you know, taking those trips down memory lanes is tough a little bit, you know, because it's certain things you want to say, certain things you try not to say, but certain things you can't help but say.
Yeah,
you know, so it's a little rough.
Do you think some of that's rough because of your persona and because you're a hip hop artist, like, and you don't want to, you know, you cry or something on camera because you're Nelly and you're tough and you're in hip hop, or is that just who you are that you don't like to open up like that normally?
Nah. I just think it's just one of those things to where you just telling who you are. Period. You know, nobody likes to. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say nobody, but you know, just telling things that have affected you in your life is a little different sometimes on any aspect. I don't care who you are. I don't care what genre of music you is, what you do for a living, what your ethnic background is, what your religious background is. I don't care. It's just telling things like that have affected you and that made you who you are sometimes are different and difficult for certain people.
Yeah, that's totally true. Well, what's coming up in the future for Nelly after the Blizzard Music Tour? What's next?
After that, like I said again, we start off overseas a little bit. Me and Snoop, we got some dates over in Australia and in Japan and things of that nature, and then we're kind of working ourselves back over through here, through the U.S., through the rest of the country, with some other things I think going on, and actually getting a chance to get back in the studio and work on my next project, which hopefully comes out around the end of this year, and another Saint Lunatic project that should be coming out in the middle of this year. So we're just trying to keep things moving.
Just hustling, yeah, on the road, making music. That's what we expect from you, man. So we'll see you March 9th, 6 o'clock in Helena at the Lewis and Clark Fairgrounds, the Blizzard Music Tour featuring your man, Nelly. Hey, Nelly, it's been great, man. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
No doubt, Lil Dirty. I look forward to it, man. Y'all stay hot.
All right, see you, Nelly.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.